What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Beta Memoirs, where I like to provide you guys analysis on daily scalp swings, investments, crypto, pretty much anything related to the stock markets or making you money. That's what we do. So remember to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And today, this is something we've talked about. Today, I kind of wanted to do more of a stock market update. This essentially the state of the stock market right now, because right now, as we've seen earlier this week, the Fed dropped a bunch of tweets. I think that was very strategic. The Fed trying to get inflation numbers exposed because Mr. Powell was pretending like everything was okay. But apparently the rest of the Fed did not want to hear that. So it almost seems like someone purposely dropped some tweets, which sent us down overnight just the other day. Today, we got that CPI data. A lot of stuff was a lot more higher. The consumer purchase index, and there was a lot of information there. It was mainly led by, especially used cars, I believe was up by 4%. Or 10%, excuse me, which is absolutely absurd. Used cars are up that much, 10%, because normally cars are not an asset or appreciate. So that was kind of funny to see. But being said, the market in itself, it obviously did not like that news. Let me go ahead and pull up the chart so we can kind of see what I'm talking about here. But ultimately here for the day, we were going sideways all day yesterday, leading up because we wanted that data. The market itself sold off. It wanted to bounce. Again, the market hit the support. We were actually on a trend line, which is what I was looking at. This bottom trend line, I was hoping to actually hit this, and then I would feel a lot more comfortable. Again, we did hit this. That tomorrow's candle will be important. As long as we stay within this, I think we'll be fine, and we'll start heading back up. Everybody is aware of inflation. It's just now being digested and been addressed officially by the Fed. And so right now what we're seeing is just reaction to that, digestion of that information. Again, we might get a little bit more rattle and sideways for a while, up and down. If there's new data that comes out, we'll really determine what is going on there. But ultimately, what we want to do, so we do want to see this stay above this trend line tomorrow, which again, I think we will. We did a lot of selling today. We'll expect some kind of bounce overnight. Are we going to hold is the question. That's ultimately the question. So I don't know if we're going to bounce, retest underneath. We haven't even retested yet. And then from that point, see if we bounce or not. Perhaps we just go sideways, then bounce tomorrow. But ultimately, we really want to see what's going on tomorrow. QQQ, it held this line for a long time today. We did do a lot of selling quick out of the gates. Actually, a lot of tech fought today. I'm not going to lie. Tech fought really well out of the gates. It didn't want to drop, but it did eventually drop, but then just really kind of holding this line. Now it even looks like it's testing it from underneath. So we'll definitely have to see where QQQ is. Again, with inflation, normally growth will be affected. There'll be normalization, so you'll see dramatic drops in tech. But being said, as far as like a watch list for tomorrow, I wasn't going to come up with a watch list, but I ended up actually creating one. Again, Tesla is always our lead for tech. It's had tons of news. Actually had news about autonomous vehicles, actually, I think coming out very, very soon. I know it's been talks, but I think he actually said it was coming out. So there was that information. There was also information, I believe, about some other investigation about Tesla as well, about another accident. So I don't know how true that is. But there's been so much good news for Tesla that to really try to push it down more. It held very well today, so which was very interesting. Facebook actually held very well as well. I talked about the support for Facebook. It did hold that today and bounced right back up. It's actually looking like the leader, which is something we saw back in March when everything else was selling off. Facebook was actually gaining a lot of momentum during that time. It's looking that that's starting to go back into rotation that way. Roblox sold off this morning. It took quite a nosedive, but held well. And then you got Snap, which is also ad revenue like Facebook. So Snap also bounces back fairly quickly and has that ad revenue, which is something I think is most important to watch during this whole cycle we're going through with inflation. So being said, again, the first one is Tesla. It did try to sell off today. Today, I actually thought it was going to break out here. It did not. I got jumped in and out of shares here today. I got kind of chewed up. It was really just break even. I wasn't even playing today. If it sold off, I wasn't staying in it, but it did hold this very well today. So I added a little bit more here today. But ultimately, this is the 200 moving average. The green line is the 200 moving average on the daily. So that has been holding solid. I think as long as we hold above this, we'll be perfectly fine. I think the market, as soon as it turns, Tesla will go. Tesla wanted to go this morning. Again, market selling. It's been caught in these cycles where Tesla's really wanted to go, and then gets caught in these selling cycles of the market as a whole. It gets dragged down with it. So being said, as long as it holds here, I think we'll definitely see some major moves back up. And again, it's the leader in everything, energy and yes, cars. There's been a high demand of cars. I mean, there's so much news, autonomous driving coming out. Tesla is, especially with the inflation on gas and everything that is happening right now, you have to understand that the Tesla is really going to have a crazy year. Everything is just the stars are really aligning for Tesla this year. They had a great last year, but I don't even think we've seen the beginning of it till this year. I think there's going to be some really dramatic moves once this stuff really shakes out. It's just really being patient with this. Again, the market is having some growing pains right now, so just remember that. Facebook today, I talked about the support level. There's great support here. I actually took calls out of here and shares out of here. I did sell my calls before overnight. I didn't want to hold those. Be looking to scalp this on the way up if it does continue up, but holding those shares as we continue to go up and forward with Facebook. Again, Facebook is a very safe stock, in my opinion, has a lot going for it. Mark Zuckerberg is a very smart guy. Many people may not like him, but he's extremely smart, and he's done very well for the company, and he knows how to run a very solid company. And again, they have ad revenue, which is huge with Instagram and the marketplace that they just came out with as well. And so that's just something to keep in mind. So Facebook, I really like Facebook on this and this whole growth phase that we're going through right now with inflation. So again, the next one I have on the list is Roblox. There's Roblox. The dramatic sell-off after night, especially after that massive push-up yesterday, but did hold, so that was good to see. I like Roblox under 70, so if this does sell off, I'm starting to notice this kind of like pumping and dumping. So every time it gets under 70, they get mass volume in, people buy, and then it shoots up to about 80, and then it just dumps. So that's something to keep in mind. I myself are going to wait to see if it comes back below 70 tomorrow for another buy. If it does hold above this Bollinger Band, it's something I'm going to intraday trade. I'm definitely not trying to swing as much as possible. If I do, it's going to be a Tesla or Facebook like I am now, because I believe in those companies will bounce back very quickly, especially tier 2 might struggle a little bit. So that's something to keep in mind. Any kind of tier 2 tech or growth. And again, if inflation keeps hitting, growth is going to keep getting hit. So that's something to keep in mind as well. So value stocks, again, got destroyed. Your Walmarts and your Tesla, or your Walmarts and your Targets got actually hammered. Nothing really held up today except some of the big tech. So that's something to keep in mind. So tech looks like it's ready to turn this boat around, and that may be what we're seeing. So, and then the next one I got is Snap. Snap, again, ad revenue. I like Snap. It does bounce back quickly. It did sell off a little bit, but held for the most part today, which is great to see. again, I think it's actually in this nice consolidation box here. So I think coming out of here, what I might actually do is buy leaps as long as it holds. Depending, again, this all depends on how we do overnight, on an overnight session, how we open up. Our game plan changes from 4 o'clock in the morning till 9:30 a.m. and many times in between that. So just understand that we have to see what the market is doing. The market is digesting the news and trying to determine where to go from here. The market really never leaves the stock market. It just shifts around to different sectors. So that's something to keep in mind. So being said, that's what I got for you guys. Again, be safe. Again, be patient. The market is changing right underneath our nose. And so that being said, that's what's going to cause a lot of these growing pains right now. Growth and value. Value, again, got hit with inflation news. The consumer product index came out and just really hammered everything down. So, and not only that, but again, it really hurt value stocks pretty badly. So being said, we might see the rise of growth again here. But again, why I want to focus on the industry leaders. If you're trying to hold like a Palantir or NNDM or something like that, I think you are going to get a very delayed reaction. But right now, if you are an investor, this is the greatest time to buy and to hold on to this stuff for the next 5 to 10 years. These might be the best discounts that you get moving forward. So that's something to also keep in mind. So remember to hit the like button on the way out. And until next time, guys, we'll see you later.